most news in the morning. Now to a developing story. One of the country's most important national security posts remains vacant this morning. A single senator is holding up confirmation of the man nominated to head the Transportation Security Administration. But why? Well, as our Gene Meserve found, it's politics as usual.
50,000 transportation security officers screen, inspect, question, and observe at the nation's airports to keep dangerous people and items off planes. Senator Jim DeMint believes giving them collective bargaining rights would hurt security.
Collective bargaining would standardize things across the country, make it much less flexible, much harder for the agency to adapt to changing threats around the world.
Harder, for instance, to react to something like the 2006 plot to blow up airplanes with liquid explosives. Within hours, the TSA ramped up security and changed policy to ban carry-on liquids. The union representing 12,000 TSOs says DeMint's argument is rubbish, pointing out that employees of the Border Patrol, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the Federal Protective Service, and others all have full union representation.
You know, no one talked about union membership when the cops and the firefighters went up the stairs at 9/11 at the World Trade Towers. No one talks about our two officers, two union members, who took down the shooter at Fort Hood. There was nothing in their union membership that stopped them from doing their duties.
During the presidential campaign, Barack Obama wrote the union that giving TSOs collective bargaining rights would be a priority. Unions gave him valuable support in the election.
It's all about politics. It's payback to the unions.
DeMint pushed the issue at a hearing Wednesday.
How can unionization and collective bargaining enhance security at our airports?
Well, Senator, the answer is collective bargaining and security are not mutually exclusive concepts.
DeMint is holding up the confirmation of Errol Southers to head the TSA to make his point, though Southers has been non-committal on the union issue, telling DeMint he wouldn't recommend anything that would potentially compromise the safety and security of the flying public.
I think that the nominee understands the confirmation process and that he doesn't want to say anything controversial. But ultimately, once he's confirmed, it's not going to be his choice. It's going to be the choice of the secretary and ultimately the choice of the president. And the president's made it clear where he stands.
Meanwhile, the union is accusing DeMint of jeopardizing security by holding up the confirmation of Southers to fill a critical aviation security position. Back to you.
And also, you know, Gene, I mean, when you talk about it, obviously, you know, it doesn't look good not to have a leader, not to have, you know, somebody heading up that vital administration. But is it hurting the TSA? Is it hurting the job they're doing?
Well, you know, this is a new agency, and I don't think anybody would dispute that the agency would be better off if the administrator was in place. But that said, people who I've talked to who are currently in the TSA or who were even in the TSA in the last administration say that things are going pretty well, that the career employees who filled those jobs on a temporary basis are doing a good job, and they point specifically to the Thanksgiving travel period, which was extraordinarily busy and went off without any major glitches.